You're talking about using the voter the no new revenue rate, right?
Yeah. Well, I thought
What's we had last year, basically matches what we had last year. Okay, well, we're talking probably about 100,000 in the red.
So wait, which one are we, I thought we were wanting to adopt the no new revenue this year.
We're proposing the voter approval rate. 0.677621, that's the voter approval rate.
And that's the amount we can go up without going to an election.
Yeah. When did we approve that?
We didn't, that's the point, is that's what they're saying.
No, you said voter approved, so do we
Yes.
have an election on that?
No, they're saying to go up any more than that, you would have to have,
If we
And
left,
would that be in November?
If the city was proposing to do a rate greater than that, then yes, they would have an election probably in November.
Okay, but you're
But
not
because we're not,
proposing.
there's
Okay.
not an election.
Okay.
but if you wanted to oppose this rate, you would have to gather signatures and get it on. You could get an election that way, right, Marvin?
Not if it's under the voter, there
I thought
is
they
an
could
election.
I thought they could still gather 180 signatures.
No, it's not subject to petition, as long as you stay in that range.
Correct. The other one was, we did that other de minimis rate.
Right.
Okay, that's right.
And that was the one that had the voters could do something, but we're not up that, we're below that. And then just, I think everyone knows this, but tonight, we're gonna adopt a budget, and the tax rate would be adopted at a future meeting.
Right. We'll still have a tax public hearing after this one, but it's not, it's separate. But there's no action by the council tonight other than tell them, the tax rate will be adopted on September the 5th.
So our new, okay, so our new rate is 677, which is based off of the no new revenue. It's not the voter approval, it's the no new revenue. Because you take the 0.57 plus the debt, which is 0.07, comes out to the 0.677. So we're not doing the voter approved, which is higher. We're trying to adopt the no new revenue.
No.
No.
No, we're adopting the point, proposing that. So we published 0.67, what we published.
What is published by Tarrant County as our no new revenue rate, including our debt rate, is 0.677621. Now, if you went the other way and did the no new revenue, then it's like 0.6428, I believe it is.
And you gave that number, what that was, on a $179,000 house, what the savings would be. Did you give that number on that?
Yes, it was like $5 a
It's
month.
like $5.
Yeah, well, it's about 7. I was guessing, but it's about 7. If you dropped it half a cent, it would drop it to about $42 a year.
right now you're saying, excuse me, about $50 a year for like a $200,000, $179,000 home. Is it
Yeah,
gonna cost?
it's based off of what an actual average home in the River Oaks is, which is 179.
Okay.
I know there's some more that are higher, there's some that are less, but that's the average. So based off of that is where the calculation comes from, and it's at the voter approved rate, it's $50.83. But if you did choose to drop half a cent, you can still have a budget in the black with about $5,000, and it would be $42, a year increase.
Okay, just for clarity, the form y'all sent out said the no new revenue tax rate was 642,845, and the voter approved tax rate was 677,621.
Yes,
And
ma'am.
y'all are proposing implementing the 677,621, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you.
Well, that's just a proposal, they may not approve that, they may do something else.
And I have a question, on the budget that you were naming the numbers on.
Uh-huh.
I'm curious as to know from the numbers, the budget last year, the proposed budget for, upcoming, who got the most, what percentage were the department, increase, their budget increase overall? How was that spread out from, the last budget to this one, and who got the lion's share of that, if any?
The police was the biggest increase.
And that was increased by what percentage, that cost line?
17. We gave across the board raises for
So the majority of that.
recruitment and retention. We're having problems with our police
Okay,
department.
so the majority of the budget went to salaries.
I believe that would be.
Okay.
For, all the departments were 3%, but, we did make an adjustment in our police department.
Okay, so they got the lion's share of it, and
Yeah,
the
and
majority of it.
In comparison to last year, their budget was $1,743,077.
Yes, sir.
This year, it's $2,598,359. And I can calculate that out, but it's about a 17%, I think it is. Off the top of my head.
Was that all for salary increases, you said you
Most
took
of it, yes, ma'am.
salary, or did you hire on new officers?
No, we're actually running a little short, so, that's figuring we have everybody here.
That's part of it. We've been trying to hire for a while, and we can't get them because we're not at the rate that we need to be at. We've got fine officers, but we're trying to get there. Yes, ma'am.
And I don't know if this fits into this or not, but is it, since you're talking about an increase in the police budget, is it normal for policemen to come knock on your door and ask you if you're okay, or why were you speeding down the street? That
The police chief
happened to
back
me.
there?
They got a call from a resident down the street saying I was speeding, and, so about 2 weeks later, I finally decided to come up here and find out, if that was a bogus call or whatever. And I talked to the sergeant, and she went back and looked at the book, and she said, yeah, that somebody had called in and reported that I was speeding. I was going 60 miles an hour down my street, which is virtually impossible to do unless you want to hit a telephone pole or another car. And I thought, do we have enough policemen to go around chasing little old ladies, or, should they be doing that on the River Oaks Boulevard or something?
I understand, and we can't, that's not on our agenda, so we cannot address that, but the police chief is right back there, and he's very approachable.
Okay, I can talk to
think we
him,
can-
or do I need to come back and get on the agenda?
Either one.
Okay.
You can always get on the agenda to talk to us, but legally, we can't
Yeah.
answer those, and of course, it also would go to midnight every time if we
Okay.
took all of those, so.
So
But the
quick question,
solution is in a conversation with chief, so.
the .677, what are the two figures that add together to make that?
.59 something is your, and you add your debt tax, which is
Yeah.
0.77777.
And I
So
have
let
another.
me make one comment.
Sure.
I think one way to look at this is that we all know that inflation has been rampant over the last year based on our own personal budgets, somewhere in the neighborhood of 8 to 9%. And as a city, we are lowering the tax rate, which will bring in approximately 3.5% more dollars. So in effect, we are eating some 4 or 5% of inflation, because we're not raising the rate high enough to even cover what we know to be inflation.
Is everybody able to hear him okay? You what? So,
You want me to tell her what he said?
sure.
You want me to repeat it so everybody can hear it?
Yeah, that'd be great.
So the state legislature